Brittany Broski, you have seriously changed my life. There are so many things I want to share about this topic, about how you've exactly influenced me, and I want to go through as many of these broad strokes as I possibly can. To any one of you who is not Brittany Broski, which should be pretty much none of you, stick around. This is my most heartfelt version of myself as I explain to you how Brittany Broski has influenced a huge aspect of my life. So to get things started, the first thing that comes to my mind is the fact that you, Brittany Broski, have brought myself and my girlfriend together more than we ever have before. I remember that you were just a kombucha girl just a few years back, and for my girlfriend to put on her makeup one day on the side and putting on a podcast of a lady talking to herself with the computer screen in the background, I asked myself and I asked her, what exactly is this? And then when she told me that it's this YouTuber named Brittany Broski, and I recognized that kombucha girl, and then I saw 700,000 views on a 50-minute long video on a channel with less subscribers than our views, got me interested. And I went down this rabbit hole where slowly but surely, this person, you, Brittany Broski, have actually changed my whole approach when it comes to YouTube as a whole. You see, I used to make content regarding like the creator economy and all these other things. I took a lot of inspiration from a YouTuber duo called Colin Samir, where they basically dedicated making videos to educate other people who are making videos such as YouTubers and TikTokers, for example. So I tried my hand at it because I enjoyed YouTube and I figured I would enjoy talking about YouTube in the educational sense. The whole summary of that story is that I just could not enjoy it the same way that I did when I finally decided to say fuck it and express myself. And express myself I did, and I had resounding success of over 3,000 views on a video that was just me talking. And it was just about me, not about Mr. Beast, not about Penguin Zero. It was just about me. And I could not be more thrilled. And what created that shift was because I talked to one of my friends named Habib. And Habib and I were talking about how to improve a video that I was working on about a documentary. I was working on this documentary about cheese rolling because I thought it would catch a lot of views. And slowly but surely, he introduced me the idea of other types of long-form content that wasn't just documentary, but people just talking. And it brought me back to the idea of Brittany Broski, a person who is the epitome of someone who just talked and hundreds of thousands of people would gather around and watch that video. Myself included whenever my girlfriend does her makeup. And so what was crazy was that I came to this realization that maybe, although I would never be as big as her when it comes to being an individual personality, there is room for everyone on the table to be themselves. And that's what I thought was so inspiring. And because of that instant mindset shift, I watched a few Brittany Broski videos and it truly blew my mind. How there were so many aspects of you that you were able to share about yourself, and how you made sure you didn't want to pigeonhole yourself into one specific caricature of yourself. I really loved how in the Colin Samir interview that you recently just did, you were talking about how like once you did the kombucha girl stuff, you made it a very quick promise to yourself that you would try other things, such as like a makeup tutorial, and one of my favorite things, the art propaganda video and your series on that. And I was unfortunately one of those people who thought, wow, this woman was very well articulated. Something that you mentioned in your Colin Samir video was something that you didn't like because it was very rude and backhanded in terms of the way it's spoken, because it's under the assumption that you are only this funny haha woman who does kombucha girl stuff, not this well articulated woman who I learned that you were bilingual, that you worked at several corporate jobs, and you knew a lot of things, and you had a lot of profound things to say, not just crack a lot of jokes, which is the main part of yourself that you express the most online. And although I'm not really a haha funny guy, and I am trying that hand myself, I made my own TikTok just yesterday actually, just to try my hand at dipping my toes into short form content and seeing how I do. But that was just so inspiring. And that shift alone has brought about so many emotions within me. I remember that video, going back to the one where I gave up on my YouTube dream. I had 3,000 views. I remember I was dropping off my girlfriend in the parking lot of her apartment. And we were talking and talking and talking. And she asked me very casually, hey, what are the views on your video now? 2.2, 2.3. 5 minutes later, 2.5, 200 views within an instant. Whereas before I posted a video where I was just putting in all the effort, time, money, and energy for a whole month and it got less than 100. And it was a very much more corporate video is how I would like to look back on those now. And to see that a video just about me was getting hundreds of views by the second, it was so utterly cool to me. And I got so emotional and I cried. I cried like a little bitch, but little bitches don't cry. men cry, and I am a man. I swear I am. I fucking swear. But anyways, what was so cool was that I was just filled with such great emotion that I felt like I was actually coming closer towards my dream. My dream of being that 9-year-old kid who used to like play Minecraft videos on a crappy Camtasia Studios, screen recording myself, and I didn't even realize that you needed a microphone for the computer to pick up your audio. I remember doing that back then as a kid, and to see that my dreams of becoming a content creator now as a fully grown adult has started to slowly realize. And although it's going to take me probably a few more months to achieve at least monetization and another year to find maybe some moderate sense of success, I'm very happy to have been so motivated to create content like I did. And to go back to being in that apartment parking lot with my girlfriend, I ended up crying. And I literally told her I can finally achieve my dreams. My dreams are finally coming true. And I thought like that, like now it's become so real that one day my girlfriend can meet her favorite YouTuber in person. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And it's getting me a little bit teary-eyed right now because I just remember just holding onto my girlfriend on her shoulders and wiping my tears on her shirt because it was just such a profound moment for myself. And I can't believe the first person I thought of besides my girlfriend was Brittany Broski, as a person who was basically the genesis of my YouTube career. And thank you, by the way, to Habib, who helped me start that conversation to arrive at that conclusion in the first place. And it's so crazy. And by the way, my girlfriend doesn't actually want to meet you, Brittany Broski. I don't know why I said Brittany Broski full name. My girlfriend doesn't actually want to meet you, Brittany Broski. I'm going to say it anyway, because she doesn't want to meet her heroes and she doesn't want her great image of you to be shattered by who you really are. But I'm sure you present yourself as honestly as you are online, as you are behind the camera. And that's what I find so admirable about you. And that's why I want to meet you. And hopefully one day when I hit 1 million subscribers, appear on your Royal Court show. And also, if I actually get to that point, if you could also refer me over to the Colin Samir show, I would greatly appreciate that. They're the people that introduced me into the whole YouTube space again as an adult. But aside from that, what I mentioned before about appearing behind on camera was so interesting because you present yourself so honestly and so raw in a way that's so admirable. And it gets me excited to just talk about myself and share all the intricacies about my thoughts, my desires, some random things I think about. I just posted a TikTok and a YouTube short about me on the toilet pulling a pubic hair out, and immediately it had like several hundred views, which is one of my most viewed ones so far, but with like more dislikes than likes. And I found that so fascinating. But out of white, my first inspiration was if Brittany Broski can show off the fact that she was walking around in her PJs in public all day and she just realized that her pants were torn open, maybe I could do the same. But to be fair, it was much more executed poorly and perhaps I should delete it. So hopefully my community post has some responses telling me to whether or not I should keep it or delete it. But that's besides the point. The fact that I remember you said in your interview with Colin Samir that you did not like how your male peers often had another persona behind the camera and how it upset you and how you have a drive to be the first female content creator to achieve that level of success in the way that Jenna Marbles failed to do or Superwoman failed to do, I thought was really compelling because it is true. I haven't ever really seen a female creator rise up to the ranks, and the only person I was introduced to recently was Amelia something. I forgot her last name, but she's the one who did the chicken shop date, and I was introduced to her via the Colin Samir show once again. And I found that quite fascinating because you are already doing so many great things. You have high production shows, you have a TikTok of just your random antics, you have very compelling and entertaining YouTube videos, and you're out there interviewing people, actual celebrities on the pink carpet on Barbie. And that's amazing because I want to do that. I have a list. Way before I even knew of who Brittany Broski was, several years ago, I had a list of ideas, and one of them was to have my own celebrity press junket where I have like a deep and profound conversation with them and also inject some of my own inquisitive nature into that because I like to think I'm a good conversationalist. But to bring it back around you, I just find it fascinating because I relate to you on so many levels when it comes to your ambitions, when it comes to how you view success, and apparently how committed you are to YouTube and how you refuse to sell out and how the lessons you've learned in the beginning regarding money especially and having crappy agents have informed you as a human being today to have such a tight-knit audience and community that comes back to your broski report or your regular videos, video after video after video, even though you don't play the title and thumbnail game as strongly as other people do in the same community or in the same space on YouTube. And that's so interesting because I have the same goal too. Again, like part of what I want to do to build a tight knit community is to be able to actively engage with all the people that keep coming back and commenting on my videos, which thank you so much, by the way, to like the 20 of you who come back video after video and comment your genuine, profound thoughts and sharing your vulnerability to me in a way that I can respond back in an equally thoughtful way. That's beautiful. And I am so happy I'm able to already cultivate that kind of community with the fact that my max amount of impressions I've ever gotten is like 50K with 3,000 views. So imagine what that's like if I actually have like over 1 million impressions and actually have several thousands of subscribers. That would be cool. And I feel like my videos and the way my commentary inflects on a lot of people can resonate with them. And that's really validating because I've always struggled with the idea that I can really come into my own and that there's enough room for me on the table. And the fact that Brittany Broski literally said that there's always room for everyone on the table, especially on TikTok, which is why I ended up jumping on the board of TikTok, was that I finally felt like I had enough validation to realize I am enough. And you, Brittany Broski, were the one that allowed me to get to that point. I mean, there's so many more relatable things about you that I love. Like the fact that when I saw your both of your interviews on the Anthony Padilla show, where you talk about how apparently you got banned on Twitter for posting horsecock, and that's why Anthony Padilla was so scared to interview you. And I thought that was so compelling that like you're able to be so vulgar and so crass, but at the same time so articulate because. And that's not, again, a backhanded compliment, by the way. That's me just being so happy that you can share so many parts of yourself in the same way that I do. Because I'm always afraid that I could become just one particular thing rather than a guy that can make, quick, funny, I'm not funny, but make quick jokes about one thing and also talk about something much more profound and deep the next. And that's, I don't know, so beautiful. And to see the different sides of you and the dichotomy of pee-pee poo-poo Brittany Broski and art propaganda Brittany Broski, it's so inspiring. And another funny, interesting story was that just the other day, my girlfriend was scrolling on TikTok and found a ghost cosplayer, and she saw you commenting on that TikTok live, and I literally tuned in because I was so excited for some reason because I felt like I got to be part of the community of people who understood the inside joke that you have this obsession with this masked character from a very popular video game franchise. And it just, again, feels amazing, and I feel glad to be part of the community. And in the same way, I hope that a lot of people can be glad to be a part of mine. I remember you cited Cody Ko as one of your most important inspirations for why you started doing content and how you started to emulate his process. And I find it so fascinating because I view you in that same regard. And before I go any further to myself, it's so cool and fascinating how you literally have went from just being a fan of his and literally trying out the kombucha drink because of him, and now you're collaborating with him, and I'm sure genuine friends with him, and you appear on his channel and he appears on your channel. And it's so inspiring to see that evolution from you ever since 2019 to now is so ever present, and I'd love to be able to do the same thing. And whether or not I can achieve that level of success in such a quick amount of time is another thing, but the thought of it is still something that drives me so much to this day, because quite literally I started watching some like TikTok compilations of you on YouTube just to get a feel for your content as literal research. I watch Brittany Broski for research on my YouTube content. And it's so funny because I actually didn't really take anything out of it. I ended up just watching you talk about random things and how you're just laying in bed making random funny noises or using weird TikTok filters. And I just realized you're just having fun. And I should be too. And isn't that the lesson that I've learned throughout this whole process? That when I started to finally embrace who I was and embrace the idea of actually enjoying content creation on YouTube, that's where people finally started seeing the real side of me and connecting with. And that's so beautiful because that is precisely the reason why people keep coming back to you, Brittany Broski. And that couldn't be any more inspiring. So in the same way that you have brought myself and my girlfriend more together every weekend that I come visit her, I hope that you will bring me closer to my community and whoever my fans or my council members will be, and truly build something special. And hopefully my more bigger ambitions and dreams can come true and come to life. But I've been very inspired, and you have changed me in ways that I never even realized. So thank you so sincerely much. I mean it. So thank you. I didn't expect to get so excited. I had a whole list of notes and everything ready to talk about, but I ended up just saying them all straight from my heart anyways. So hopefully that connected with you, Brittany Broski, and hopefully to anyone else who is watching, because I'm just very happy that this is where I am at right now and how happy I continue to be to make content rather than just consume content. I'm very glad that with my own hand, I've been able to cultivate such a beautiful and strong community of people who come back video after video just to see me talk. And thank you so much for that. I guess an obligatory call to action to subscribe to get me to 1,000 subscribers for monetization is in order. But I'm not going to push you to do that. I know it's a bit cringe to ask people to subscribe, so I'll leave it at that. For now, thank you for watching so much. I am so grateful to be in the position that I am today. And this is not even a position worth of envy towards a lot of people, but I'm glad where I'm at today. So, yeah. This is going to be the 10th time I said thank you, but thank you. See you guys next time. Farewell.